Hello, my name is Brent Schroeder. I head the Office of the CTO for SUSE, and this is SUSELive. On SUSELive, we talk about emerging trends and challenges that organizations are going through and experiencing, wanting to roll out. And we talk about strategies, best practices, and technologies that are coming on board to help you address those problems. Today, with me is Kevin Keller of Veeam. Kevin, why don't you take a moment to introduce yourself and introduce Veeam a little bit?
Yeah, so Kevin Keller, I'm with Veeam. Actually, I'm in the Kasten business unit within Veeam. So Veeam is a company that's been around for almost 2 decades, maybe even a little over 2 decades. And all we do is focus on application and data protection, mobility, securing environments. And I'm in the Kasten business unit of that, which is solely focused on Kubernetes environments, but doing the same thing: application, data protection, mobility.
Yeah. Well, today we're here to talk about a very top-of-mind product. As companies go to Kubernetes, cloud native, and adopt that and bring more mission-critical applications to that space, cyber resiliency, cyber security is absolutely critical. Don't want the exposure and risks. And while cloud native kind of started off as an ephemeral world, it's not that anymore. So tell me a little bit more about some of the challenges that customers are facing and why this is such an important topic.
Yeah, I mean, I think even, just to sort of key off of what Dr. T was saying in his keynote here at SUSECon, security, which is very important for SUSE and how you build it into your products. It's because it's very relevant in the industry, right? And one of the data points that he provided was $7 trillion is the impact worldwide related to cyber crime. And so that's pretty relevant, right? Yeah. So we all have to, we'd all like $7 trillion. Yeah, we're all trying to, basically address that challenge, right? And obviously that 7 trillion is, it's across, whether it's impacts to the business, loss of revenue, whatever that may be. But also it's related to ransomware, which is another key aspect of what Veeam focuses on is ransomware protection. And so that's a key element. What I would also say is, some other data points around this are through a data protection trends report that we actually send out ourselves. And feedback that we got from those respondents was about 40% of infrastructure outages are really related to cyber incidences. And if we look at ransomware, 75% of those respondents basically said they've had some form of ransomware attack. And 25% of those, it's been multiple times. So it's actually, it's very relevant, right? It's happening all the time. It's happening to everybody. We all have to take a look at how do we actually protect our environments, how we protect our data, so we can continue our business. Business continuity is a very important and key thing for how we operate.
Absolutely. So, let's break this down into what's kind of Veeam Kasten role in this. How does it provide protections? What is the essence of that and in this aspect of cybersecurity?
Yeah. So as I mentioned, Veeam focuses on data protection, application protection. We're rated #1 by market share in the industry by IDC and Gartner. And it's not just about doing the backup and the disaster recovery and being able to move your applications, your data to any type of environments necessary just to have them protected and restoring them, which is most important, and having to be in immutable storage, in containers or facilities and make sure we can restore those properly. But there's more to that, right? And this is what Veeam really provides as well. So we also provide services around, we have a cyber secure offering as an example. And so we can help customers not only go through the process of analyzing their environment and providing recommendations of how to secure their environment, we also offer the services to do incident response and analysis and threat detection. And if they do happen to come across a ransomware attack, we have resources that actually do that investigation and help negotiate with these threat actors as well. And so it's definitely more robust from than just a product standpoint that Veeam offers holistically. So in this space, it goes end to end. Then we also offer a ransomware protection insurance if they do happen to be compromised, that can go back to help compensate them on those types of scenarios. But yeah, so that's a lot of what Veeam focuses on, and then Kasten is the business or product unit within Veeam that is again doing this for Kubernetes environments.
Right. Okay. And so kind of the value to the customer is protecting their not just the products and applications, but their reputation, their customers' data, and ensuring that that's secure and always available. You made the comment of not just backing up, but restoring. Right.
Exactly.
How many stories are there out there of people that said, I have everything backed up, but when it came to an emergency, I didn't know how to get it back, or restore failed and had challenges. So having that robust from end to end is really critical.
Yeah, and that's very true, right? Your recovery time objectives, recovery point objectives, those are all very important key metrics that are involved in this process. And so we take great pride to make sure we are leading the edge as far as being leading edge, I'll say, as far as making sure we're meeting all those in a very timely fashion. And just kind of spend a little bit more on Kasten. Kasten is also the leader in our space as well. So if we look at the GigaOM Radar report, we've been the leader and outperformer in Kubernetes data protection for 5 consecutive years. So we are definitely driving the industry, pushing the needle, continuing to add features and enhancements of how we can actually protect these types of environments, and working a lot with partners like yourselves to make this happen.
Okay. So let's make it real for those watching. Do you have a couple of examples of real world scenarios that customers have gone through and the outcomes that they achieved? Yeah,
I mean, so we have customers across lots of different verticals. Where we see a lot of this are in large enterprises that are really basically having this adoption for Kubernetes and running these applications in production, critical workloads where they have stateful applications, and that's where this all comes into play with Kasten. So we look at stateful applications, we're looking at databases, being able to restore these databases properly. So this is all very important. But we have customers in the government sector, as an example. We are, as a product, we have certain key criteria that we meet from a security standpoint, as far as being with the NIST standards and FIPS compliance, secure supply chain, very similar to a lot of what SUSE does with your product line as well. SBOMs. So we do have government customers that actually use us in the military, protecting those environments that for critical missions. So that's just some examples, but this actually spans across civilian agencies globally, as well as large manufacturers. It's very common where you're going to see those Kubernetes environments that are being deployed where they can be really leading edge as far as moving what they're trying to do, as far as moving their applications and their data to solve their specific business objectives or their missions.
You said the term in there, like SUSE. So I think we look at the market and our customers' ecosystems very similarly in the notion of openness and choice and the need for flexibility, right? Be wherever our customers meet our customers where they are, right? What's the breadth of flexibility and openness to different environments that Kasten provides?
Yeah, so Kasten itself is a cloud native product, so it's we're deployed right into the Kubernetes cluster, the environment. So we can be deployed anywhere. So anywhere Kubernetes is deployed, we have an independent of the underlying infrastructure. We can be in that environment, and we can protect those environments. Whether we have some of that data outside the cluster, inside the cluster, we can capture and protect that information, and have the functionality to move that to other deployment models. So whether they say an environment might be on-prem, and maybe they want to have a backup repository or a DR site up in a public cloud provider, we can provide that, right? And so, and again, independent of Kubernetes distributions, we do a lot with RKE, RKE2. We actually even do a lot with and spend time planning and trying to build more robust features together with your government solutions organization, as an example. But yeah, independent even of Kubernetes distributions, just as the value of Rancher Prime that you bring to the market to really have that oversight and management of multiple Kubernetes distributions, independent of where they are, where they're deployed, providing that value to customers from a manageability standpoint, from an observability standpoint, as well as the security aspect. And, I know a lot of these are somewhat new as far as building them in and making the stack more valuable to customers. But this is where it all really ties together as far as the compatibility and the value that we bring together in these environments, where Kasten, very similar to Rancher Prime, we can together manage multiple Kubernetes distributions across many deployment models, and really bring that value to our customers together.
Okay, very good. That all sounds great. Thank you very much for joining me today, Kevin. And for you, I hope you got something out of this, and maybe start with just the reinforcement of how critical it is to have a security and business resilience strategy, to have that tested and validated. It's not a if, but when. And looking at the opportunity that SUSE and Kasten and Veeam kind of bring together to help you, manage and secure your environment. And again, thank you, and I look forward to seeing you next time on SUSELive.